Hello everyone. Yesterday we recorded a video on what should be the ideal dress code of a candidate appearing for the APSC interviews, be it for males or females both. The next particular question that came to us was that, sir, there are certain static questions which often gets repeated. Can you share those questions to all of us so that we can prepare the answers before going to the interview? I thought that is a very great idea, in fact, because each year you would see specific questions are repeated based on your names, based on your personal details, based on your education. There are five such areas which you can prepare before going to the interview itself, which are actually mentioned in the DAF, the application form, the detailed application form of the APSC. If you see the analysis of the DAF, you will find so many questions each year getting repeated. So what I have done today is that we at SPM have the likes of numerous students who have cracked the examination previously from our batches. I collected the transcripts of all of those students already available with us. I analyzed them and I categorized into five segments. These are the five segments you can see: basic detail based questions, address detail based questions, educational detail based questions. Address means it can be both your hometown and the current address that you are living in. Work experience based questions, and lastly, post preference based questions. So, in these sequel of events, what I'll do is one by one, I'll be covering all the probable questions. In this particular video class, I will be giving you a list of questions which I want all of you to prepare for. And if you diligently prepare for these questions, I would say from these five segments, which primarily constitutes your DAF, your application form, if I'll show you the application form, will primarily consisting of these five segments from where questions are repeatedly being asked. So I'll be covering all the possible questions and you can just watch these videos and prepare the answers. Of course, the answers cannot be provided by me because it has to be tailor made for your own self, because everyone's basic details, addresses, education will differ. But I'll tell you a sample answer also, how you can prepare for these questions and ace the APSC interview. Let us start off what I'm talking of. This is basically the form that you have all filled. Here you'll have your roll number, application ID, and submission date. Now, why have I brought this out? Because I'll tell you my own experience. মই নিজৰ অভিজ্ঞতাৰ পৰা আপোনালোকক ক'ব পাৰোঁ। মই যেতিয়া যোৱাবাৰ APSC ইণ্টাৰভিউ দিছিলোঁ, তেতিয়া মোক প্ৰথমটো কুৱেশ্যন আপোনালোকে ভাবে চাগে, you must have all thought that you will be asked to sit and they will ask you your basic introduction. But my interview did not go that way. The first question in my interview was, do you remember your roll number? What is your roll number? Luckily, I remember my roll number even then and now, 4000460. So somewhere like that, you can also be grilled on your roll number, and it will look very bad if you don't remember your APSC roll number. So that is why I have included this slide where the first question can come. And I'm a witness to this particular question. I can myself stand by this particular scenario when I was asked. And it felt great when I could recite it so confidently and without any breaks. So do not fumble in the roll number itself. Come on, these numbers can determine your fate. So try remembering it. Next particular segment is this segment. I call it the basic detail segment because APSC itself mentions it as the basic details. So right below this area, okay, combined competitive main examination, right below this, you will find this particular segment, applicant basic details. Now, what all areas can you be asked on? See, it consists of the applicant name, it consists of the mother's name, the date of birth, gender, nationality, mobile number, your category, your father's name, your age, your caste, your category, your email, your alternate mobile number. Primarily, here I would say three common areas: applicant name, mother's name, and father's name. These can be categorized into one. Question can be on any of these names. What kind of questions it can attract, I will show you. মই এই ভিডিঅ'টোত আগলৈকে নামৰ ওপৰত কেনেকুৱা কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ প্ৰশ্ন উত্থাপন হ'ব পাৰে সেই সমূহ কুৱেশ্যন আপোনালোকক দেখাম, বাট তাৰ আগতে আৰু অলপ কিছুমান বস্তু চাই লওক। চাওক, জেণ্ডাৰ বেছড কুৱেশ্যনছ জেনেৰেলি it should not attract, but you should know that what is the societal status. Etu generic hoy, sobore karne hoy. More importantly, you might be asked a question on your caste or category. For example, this candidate belongs to scheduled tribe plains. So you should know that what are scheduled tribe plains, what are scheduled tribe hills, What is the differentiation between the both? What is the criteria of categorizing someone as scheduled tribe plains and scheduled tribe hills? And you should also know the recent judgment on Davinder Singh case. Davinder Singh case, which has been delivered recently, last, I think 2 months ago. I have made a video also on this particular case, and the case is about the sub classification of SC/STs. Supreme Court has allowed the sub classification of SC/ST communities, and based on this judgment, probably you can have a question, specifically if you belong to SC and ST community. You should know the percentages also and all of these things. Age can attract a particular question. Why I have shown the age is because, let's say if you are a very young candidate, 22 years, 23 years, it can attract a question that the interviewer might think, ki, is the candidate even ready for this particular service or not at such a young age? If you're very aged, then the interviewer might think that, are you even moldable? If you're, let's say, 32, 33, 34-ish, then are you even moldable to this service? This is a very ideal age, 27 years, 28 years. I think nothing as such can come in this area as a red flag, but you should still prepare yourself for these two kind of questions. If you're very young, are you experienced enough? Will you be confident enough to handle law and order situations and administrative machinery situations? And secondly, if you're old, you just need to have an answer which shows that you are moldable enough and you are eager to learn even new things today, right? So these kind of things. Now let us talk about the major segment here, the name segment. What kind of questions can be asked? For example, there can be a question, what is the meaning of your name? This is a very common thing, everyone knows. I will not discuss this. Please try to search the meaning of all these three names, your mothers and fathers. Why three? Because the DAF includes the three names. Okay. Next is your name related to any historical or cultural figure? This is very important. Okay. For example, if your name is Gopinath, so you should know Gopinath Bordoloi. Okay. If your name, for example, my name is Abhishek, so I did my due diligence. Okay. Very famous personality called Abhishek Bachchan existed. So I needed to know everything in and out about Abhishek Bachchan. Why is he good? Why is he bad? What can be learned from his life? What all are his contributions? Everything possible. So just an example in my case. So if your name is XYZ, you should know in history if such a person existed by the same name. Okay. For example, you might have a name like Chanakya. So you should know everything about Chanakya. Chanakya Niti, Arthasastra, Mauryan Empire. Okay. Every such thing. Can you explain the significance of your name in the culture or religion? So what is the significance of your name? Significance meaning and significance is different. For example, the meaning of my name, Abhishek. Abhishekor ortho hoise eta utsav jot rojajone coronation to kore nijor putekok. So that particular significance, what does it signify? That itself should have a very valid meaning in your own sense. And you should be able to showcase that in the interview. Do you know the origins of your surname and its historical background? For example, my name is Abhishek, but my origins, when it will be called as Lohkor. So Lohkor জাতিটোৰ বিষয়ে মই সকলোখিনি তথ্য পঢ়ি গৈছিলো. I should know everything about Lohkors. I should know famous personalities of Lohkors. Okay, I should know everyone who has done something for the society in terms of this community. What was the origination of this community? What is the race of this community? Are we Dravidians? Are we Aryans? Are we Mongoloids? Okay, so these kind of research needs to be done. Does your name have any regional or linguistic significance? Linguistic significance definitely আছে. Regional significance definitely আছে. অতুল লহকৰৰ নাম আমি ক'ব পাৰো. So these kind of significant personalities, when you know the significant personalities, Ratan Lohkor, Otul Lohkor, so when we know these kind of names, we can showcase their contribution to theater, art, drama, linguistics, food, culture, anything that can show that you are aware of this your community, right? So এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ আপোনালোকে অকমান কাম কৰি যাব তাৰে পিছত there is a famous personality with a similar name, are you inspired by their work? So again, in my case, Abhishek Bachchan is the obvious famous personality. So I had to study a lot about Abhishek Bachchan, his starting of his career, did he succeed, if he did not succeed, why he didn't succeed, ঠিক আছে দেউতাকৰ সমান তেওঁ উঠিছে নাই, all those criticisms and everything, even though I was not asked the question on that, but পঢ়ি গৈছিলো তো আপোনালোকো এনেকুৱা ধৰণে পঢ়ি যাব নিজৰ নামটোৰ বিষয়ে your name is similar to a famous leader or thinker, can you tell us about the contributions to the society? For example, your name is Chanakya, so you should know everything about Kautilya Chanakya Niti. It is common to some famous personality, famous leader. For example, if your name is Narinder, so you should know about Narendra Modi and stuff, right? Your name shares similarities with a well-known historical figure. Can you share what you admire about their work? See, question is not about whether you identify that person. Question to etu huda nai je apuni Abhishek Bachchanok chini pain nai. Question to hudise that do you admire or what do you admire about Abhishek Bachchan? Now this question is tough. মই অভিষেক বচ্চনৰ খুঁটি নাতি জানিলেহে মই ক'ব পাৰিম যে মই তেখেতৰ বিষয়ে কি ভাল পাওঁ। And in this case, it's a very difficult question because society often criticizes Abhishek Bachchan for not standing up to the limits of his father, right? So, এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ প্ৰশ্ন আপোনালোকে প্ৰস্তুতি কৰি যাব লাগে। Does your name reflect any socio-political movement in Indian history? তো কিবা socio-political movement-ৰ লগত জড়িত হৈ আছে নেকি? For example, if your name is Narmada, তো Narmada Bachao Andolan, you should know. You should immediately strike that out. So try to find those kind of events in your life, events in history, which can relate with you and prepare your brains automatically like that, right? Your name suggests a connection to a particular religion or cultural tradition. What are your thoughts on preserving cultural heritage? So cultural heritage কেনেকৈ preserve কৰিব লাগে এইটো সুধিছে। A very common name in such a case can be Krishna. এনেকুৱা এটা নাম ল'ৰাৰো থাকে ছোৱালীৰো থাকে। So আপোনাৰ নামটো যদি কৃষ্ণা হয়, then you should know that it is connected with a certain religion or culture, let's say. Okay, so তেনেকুৱা হলে কি ধৰণে আপোনাৰ সেই থটছটো আপুনি কেনেকৈ প্ৰিজাৰ্ভ কৰিব কালচাৰেল হেৰিটেজটো নিজৰ জাতিটোৰ? The question is, first you have to decode the question, then you have to analyze the question and answer it. So questions are very analytical. These kind of questions have been asked to successful candidates from SPM. That is why I'm letting you know about it. Given the significance of your name, how do you see yourself contributing to public service and society? For example, my own name means Abhishek. Abhishek মই আপোনালোক কৈছিলো ৰাজ্য অভিষেক, যেতিয়া এজন ৰজাই নিজৰ পুতেকক কৰোনেশ্যন কৰে তো সেই চেৰিমনিটো অভিষেক বুলি কয়। চ' if I would have, মই এইটো প্ৰিপেয়াৰ কৰি গৈছিলোঁ এইটো কুৱেশ্যন, চ' মোক যদি এইটো সোধা নাছিলে বাৰু, যদি সুধিলে হয় মই এনেকৈ কৰিলোঁ হয় যে ছাৰ এনেকুৱা এটা উৎসৱ, এনেকুৱা এটা চেৰিমনিত হিউজ এডমিনিষ্ট্ৰেটিভ এটা টাস্ক থাকিব, বহুত মানুহ আহিব, এনেকুৱা এটা চেৰিমনি য'ত এখন ৰাজ্যৰ ৰজাক ঘোষণা কৰা যাব, প্ৰিন্সজনক ৰজা পতা যাব, তো মই ভাবোঁ যে ৰাজ্যখনৰ সকলো মানুহ আহিব, and there might be lot of law and order scenario, lot of administrative scenarios, and I would have prepared for such an administrative scenario going to be the next king. So my name itself is related to administration and social service. So তেনেকুৱা ধৰণে আপোনালোকে পাব্লিক ছাৰ্ভিচৰ লগত এইটো নিজৰ নামটো জড়িত কৰিব পাৰিব। মোৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত এইটো মই ক'লোঁ, আপোনালোকৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত যদি বিচাৰিব পাৰিছে উত্তৰটো বিচাৰি লওক, যদি নোৱাৰে কেতিয়াবা SPMত আহি মোক লগ কৰিব পাৰে, মই সহায় কৰি দিম আপোনালোকক টাইম স্কোৱাৰত, ৰাইট? চ' দিছ ইজ চামথিং দেট ইউ কেন ডু। নেক্সট ইজ your surname seems to be common in a state. ফৰ এক্সাম্পল, এই লহকৰ চাৰনেমটো যিটো মোৰ হয়, এইটো আৰু বেলেগ জেগাত, ঠিক আছে, মই দেখা নাই যে কোনোবা বেলেগ ষ্টেটত লহকৰ আছে নাই। ফৰ এক্সাম্পল, surnames like Das, Sharma, these can be found everywhere, ঠিক আছে, বাট এই কুৱেশ্যনটো আপোনালোকৰ কাৰণে নহয়। কিন্তু কাৰোবাৰ যদি চাৰনেমটো হৈছে বড়ো বা মই নিজৰটোৱে ক'লো লহকৰ, ঠিক আছে, তো তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ চাৰনেমছ বা আই ডোণ্ট থিংক গগৈও কাৰোবাৰ বেলেগৰ থাকিব, বেলেগ ষ্টেটত থাকিব পাৰে দেই, বাট as far as my knowledge is concerned, this is a very Ahum surname. So এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ নাম যিবিলাক থাকিব, আপোনালোকে নিজৰ জাতিটোৰ বিষয়ে ভালকৈ জানি থোৱাটো, আপোনালোকৰ ঐতিহ্যৰ বিষয়ে, কালচাৰেল হেৰিটেজৰ বিষয়ে জানি থোৱাটো খুবেই প্ৰয়োজনীয়। Is your name associated with any particular community or caste? Again, এই বড়ো সাৰনেমটো এই বড়ো কাষ্টৰ বিষয়, বড়ো কাষ্টৰ লগত জড়িত। সো আপোনালোকৰ গোটেইখিনি বস্তু সেই ৰিজনটো, BTR ৰিজন, BTAD কি হয়, BTR কি হয়, BTC কি হয়, you should know everything. What was the recent MOU signed with the government? 6th schedule এৰিয়াত পৰে আপোনালোকৰ, তো autonomous district councils কি হয়? So automatically your name itself can drive so many questions. Does your name have any connection to any notable historical places? আচ্ছা, কিছুমান মানুহৰ নামৰ লগত জড়িত হৈ থাকে জাগাৰ নামো, ঠিক আছে, যেনেকে নৰ্মদা, মই আগতে উদাহৰণ দিছিলো, ঠিক আছে, কাবেৰী, তো কাবেৰী এটা নদীৰ নাম, তো বা হিমাদ্ৰী এটা খুবেই ফেমাছ নাম হৈছে, অসমতো আছে বহুতো হিমাদ্ৰী। সো এই হিমাদ্ৰী যিটো নাম, সেইটো আপোনালোকে হিমালয়ৰ লগত হিমাচল, হিমাদ্ৰী, ঠিক আছে। তো you should know the connection of your name with any kind of location, places, and you should know about that place properly. Greater Himalayas, Lesser Himalayas, Middle Himalayas, key difference or Shivaliks or key difference, so you should know everything in that particular scenario. বহুতে কয় যে স্যার স্ট্যাটিকৰ ইমান বস্তু আছে মই কেনেকে মুখস্থ কৰি যাম ইন্টাৰভিউত। You do not need to revise the 100% syllabus. Of course, if you can, it's very good. কিন্তু এটলিষ্ট যিখিনি জড়িত হয়, যেনেকে হিমাদ্ৰী বস্তুটো, ভাবৰ কি হয়, ভংগৰ কি হয়, কংকৰ কি হয়, you should know. Alluvial plains কেনেকে ডিভাইড হয়, তো এই গোটেই টপোগ্ৰাফিক ডিটেইলটো তাৰে লগত জড়িত হৈ কুৱেশ্যনছ আহিব পাৰে। চ' দিছ ইজ হোৱাট ইউ শ্বুড ডু। জেনেৰেলি ইমান ৰিচাৰ্চ কৰি কোনো নাযায়, বাট মই গৈছিলোঁ আৰু আপোনালোকক ক'ব বিচাৰোঁ যে এনেকুৱা ধৰণে আপোনালোকে যদি প্ৰস্তুতি চলাই নিজৰ কাৰণে খুবেই ভাল হ'ব। মই এনেকুৱা ধৰণতেই প্ৰতিটো ছেগমেণ্টৰ এই যে ছেগমেণ্টবোৰ দেখাইছিলোঁ, মই এই প্ৰতিটো ছেগমেণ্টৰ আনিবলৈ বিচাৰিম। যদি আপোনালোকক লাগে নেক্সট ভিডিঅ'ত এড্ৰেছ বা হোম টাউন ৰিলেটেড কেনেকুৱা কুৱেশ্যন আহিব পাৰে মই সেইটো আনি দিম, এডুকেশ্যন ডিটেইলছৰ কেনেকুৱা কুৱেশ্যন আহে সেইটো আনি দিম। যদি লাগে আপোনালোকে জনাব কমেণ্ট ছেকশ্যনত, আগন্তুক দিনত মই তেনেকুৱা ধৰণে কুৱেশ্যনখিনি আনি দিম। তো মই ভাবোঁ যে এই প্ৰকাৰৰ কুৱেশ্যন আপোনালোকে নেম বেছড, মই অলমষ্ট 4টা শ্লাইড মান দেখালোঁ, ইমানখিনি আপুনি যদি প্ৰস্তুতি চলায়, মষ্টলি মই যিমান ট্ৰান্সক্ৰিপ্টছ পঢ়িলোঁ কেণ্ডিডেটছৰ APSCৰ, এইখিনি ধৰণৰ কুৱেশ্যনছ, এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ কুৱেশ্যন যে মই পাইছোঁ, উত্তৰবিলাক নিজে বাছনি কৰি আপুনি ওলাওক, আৰু যদি কিবা কাৰণে নোৱাৰে আপুনি কমেণ্ট ছেকশ্যনত জনাব পাৰে বা আমাক যোগাযোগ কৰিবলৈ পাৰে। আৰু ইয়াৰে লগতে মই ক'ব বিচাৰোঁ যে মক ইণ্টাৰভিউজ আমাৰ ষ্টাৰ্ট হ'ব। চ' আপোনালোকে ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিবলৈ, if you want to appear for the free mock interview program, then fill the Google form given in the description or the pinned comment of this video. Okay, once you fill that, you can select your slot, and based on the slot, you can visit our campus for appearing. Just remember, whenever you come for a mock interview, please be dressed properly, okay, as per the guidelines that was shared in the previous video, because there are very senior people who will be taking your interviews, and they might also not like or take the interview if you're not appropriately dressed. So you will be marked on your dress and attire also. So চেষ্টা কৰিব যিটো আপুনি পিন্ধি যাব সেইদিনাখন ইণ্টাৰভিউত সেইটোকে পিন্ধি আহিলে আপোনালোকৰ কাৰণে ভাল হ'ব। আমি এছেছমেণ্টো কৰি দিম, আৰু যদি কিবা তাতে শুধৰণি থাকে সেইটো আপোনালোকক জনাই দিম। আজিৰ কাৰণে ইমানেই আছিল। থেংক ইউ ছ' মাছ এণ্ড অল দ্য ভেৰি বেষ্ট। জাষ্ট দ্য লাষ্ট লেপ, আই এম এক্সপেক্টিং আ লট অফ good results from you this time, and thank you so much. I hope I'm able to help you in any manner. Bye bye, take care.